is week 8 of the NFL season, and I personally can't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hashtag Sports, and welcome back to Razor Sharp Picks. Again, giving you every single pick, every single week, both straight up and against the spread. Unlike years past, this year I'm putting my money where my mouth is. You see how I'm doing in my in the slide here below. You see that for my picks against the spread, as far as money goes, I'm even on the year. I am less than 0.1% up. So I said I'm even. I count it as even. 0.1% up per unit. So I'm even for the year. Hey, John, good to see you. Beat the Bucks, please. Well, listen, guys, you know that I'm going to be live right here on Hashtag Sports tomorrow about a half hour before kickoff, right? And giving you the game between our Buffalo Bills and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about that game a little bit, talk about what I think who's going to win, who's going to cover or beat the spread, whatever the case might be, and why. And I'm going to break down every single game after that. We see Cameron come in, already giving us his picks for week 8. He has the Bills winning. He has the Bills winning as the Bills, Giants, Jags, Eagles, Cowboys, Vikings, Falcons, Patriots. He's the Patriots upsetting the Dolphins. I don't know if I'm that bold. We'll see. Saints, Texans, Seahawks, Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Chargers, and Lions. Those are his picks. I'm going to give you my picks. And yes, it does start with the game tomorrow night, the game that we will be live for right here on Hashtag Sports. Let everyone know we will be live for the game. If you don't have what's it called, Amazon Prime, right, and you can't watch the game, come hang out with me. I'll give you a live play and reaction. We'll have a great time, and we'll just hang out. And hopefully watch a Buffalo Bills victory together. We know that I won't be able to take it if it's not Buffalo Bills victory at this point. It's been a rough past 3 weeks. If you go back to London, that game there against the Jaguars, barely lose that one. Then you go to the game against the Giants in primetime, I believe it was, right? Yeah, primetime Sunday night, I think it was. Barely escaped with a victory there. And then, of course, last week, the loss to New England, kind of a shock to everybody. Now it's time to regroup. Kevin comes in and says, Bills are stumbling. I'm sure they'll get on the right track after tomorrow night. I hope so. Bucks should cover, but I guess you never know, says John. Bills are 8.5-point favorites. And let's be honest, I don't know why. I don't know why the Bills are 8.5-point favorites after what we've seen from them the past couple weeks. We know, even though it hasn't happened too much, that these offensive weapons, if they let Josh Allen just be Josh Allen, which I'm still not 100% sold, that's who I want him to be, but that this offense can put up points. We've seen it happen time and time again. It hasn't happened recently, but we know that it can happen. If that does happen, if that's the Bills team that does show up tomorrow, then I think the Bills will cover the spread and will run away with this game early on. However, if you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers normally run a cover type defense, right? Stefon Diggs gets the most, according to PFF, Stefon Diggs gets the most targets in a game when they're playing man-to-man. But when the team they're playing against is playing cover zone, do you know who gets the most targets in those situations? Dalton Kincaid this year. Dalton Kincaid is actually getting more targets in zone defenses than Stefon Diggs. So you might want to expect a big game from Kincaid tomorrow. And by big, I mean big for rookie tight end. Let me put it to you this way. Yesterday at this time, Kincaid's over-under for receiving yards was 33.5, according to DraftKings. Today, as I do this video, it's at 40.5. It's jumped up 7 yards. We hear about the Dawson Knox injury, of course. That's sad news. He won't be here for probably a little while. He'll miss tomorrow's game and probably a few more games after that. So maybe opens up more opportunities for Kincaid. I'm not sure what we're going to see tomorrow from this Buffalo Bills team, but we're going to watch it together and we're going to figure this out. We're going to hopefully figure some things out. And it starts against a decent Buccaneers team. Baker Mayfield playing probably his best ball of his career, not making that many mistakes, not turning the ball over. And, we all know what they have, Mike Evans. We know this defense can be pretty good at times. Now, at home, I like the Buffalo Bills to win this matchup, right? I like the Bills to win this game. The only question we have is, can they cover that 8.5? And I personally, after seeing these last 3 weeks, don't think they can. And until they prove me wrong, I was closer, and let me be honest with you guys, I was closer to picking the Tampa Bay Bucks winning this game than I am picking the Buffalo Bills to cover an 8.5-point spread. I think it's going to be a close game. I think I'm going to be very stressed tomorrow night, just like I was the past 3 weeks. Unfortunately, I don't see the Bills getting that take a deep breath Las Vegas Raiders week 2 type victory that they had yesterday. I just don't see it happening, unfortunately. But we'll watch tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a good time, and hopefully we can cheer our Buffalo Bills onto a victory. Give me the Buffalo Bills to win the Thursday night game. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover an 8.5-point spread. Then we go on to Sunday. There are no international games this week, and in fact, there are no bye weeks this week. So you know what that means? That means Joe's going 16-0 in his picks. 16-0. Here we come. 16 games. I'm going to win all 16. Make some money. Make some money. I hope you guys make some money right along with me. So Sunday starts off 1 o'clock with the Jacksonville Jaguars going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jaguars coming off 3 or maybe 4 consecutive wins. They're pretty much on a little bit of a roll here. Just winning a division rivalry game against the Indianapolis Colts, but they are also playing back-to-back road games. Back-to-back road games after coming back from London. So they've had a lot of travel recently, and I think that might start getting to them here eventually. Now, listen, they got a break when they played Buffalo, back-to-back weeks in London. Definitely had a little bit of an advantage there. But if you keep traveling like this, it's going to catch up to you. Your body's just not used to it. Going, I think, in Indy last week, going from Indy back to Jacksonville, now but up to Pittsburgh, it's a lot, okay? You look at the Steelers team. Yeah, they're flawed, absolutely, but they got a big win last week. They look like they're kind of coming around, right? After their bye week, they got the win before their bye week. They beat the Ravens, I believe it was. Like, they're on a little bit of a hot streak themselves. So let's not think that the Steelers can't pull off this victory. And in fact, that's exactly what I have them doing. I have the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, 3-point underdogs against a really good Jacksonville Jaguars team, going ahead and getting the victory against Trevor Lawrence, against a formidable Jacksonville opponent, and really making people believe that they have a chance to win the AFC North. Now, I'm not saying that they can win the AFC North, but with a win against a good Jacksonville team, it will show the league that, they're here for the long haul and they have a shot not only at the playoffs, but at a very tight AFC North race. I think that's going to get very interesting here the next few weeks as you watch that AFC North develop for really good, if not inconsistent at times, really good teams in that division. Give me the Steelers, not only to cover a 3-point spread, but give me the Steelers to win the game outright. And then we go to New Jersey, where it's New Jersey versus New Jersey. Who you got? The Jets score up against the Giants. And what should be a good matchup? The Giants will be starting Tyrod Taylor, I believe, this week once again. Saquon Barkley is still active, hopefully, for the Giants at this point. 3 games he played in a row. Wow, that's a surprise in itself. The Jets defense, however, I don't think they're going to give an inch. This Jets defense is really, really good. And I think we all recognize it by this point, right? This Jets defense is really, really good. And let's be honest, this isn't a true away game for the Jets, right? The benefit of the Jets and Giants for them playing in the same stadium is when they play each other once every 4 years, really not big of a stretch to get there, right? Now, the only weird thing is you're getting dressed in the visitors' locker room. But other than that, it's home cooking. You know what to expect. You know the stadium's crap. You know the field's crap. You know the right cleats to wear, all that good stuff. So it's not a true away game. So I take that into account when I'm looking at this matchup. And who's the better team here, right? Who's the better team? Listen, we all would love to see the Giants pull off this win. But the Jets, coming off of bye week, I think Salah's got him playing hard, playing well. And after a loss to both Buffalo and Miami last week, they're beginning to realize that they might not be out of the AFC East title race just yet. They might not be out, only a game and a half back right now, and they still have both the teams have them on their schedule, and they have Miami twice on their schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see, just like I said about the AFC North, about how they're good teams playing inconsistently at times. And you can really say that about pretty much the entire AFC minus the Kansas City Chiefs. And even if you could say the Chiefs play consistently at times, they're still 5-1, so they're finding ways to win, even if it's the Zebras on the field. But I like in this matchup, give me the Jets to win this one outright. Give me the Jets to cover a 3-point spread. Going to Carolina, where the Houston Texans come in town. This is CJ Stroud, man. Offensive rookie of the year, in my opinion, not turning the ball over too much. I think he's doing a great job with this team, a team that not too many people expected much out of, right? Not too many people expected much out of the Houston Texans this season, but they've been competitive in almost every game they've played this year, right? They've been competitive in almost every game they've played this year, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. If you had asked me at the beginning of the season what the spread for this game would be, in Carolina, I would have thought this would have gone the other way. Carolina minus that 2.5 due to the home field advantage. Thought these teams would be pretty even, both with rookie quarterbacks. But no, the Texans coming in 3-3, coming in, looking to get above 500 again. Second in the AFC South, looking to prove that they have a chance to make a wild card spot, surprise some people, and become the last year's version of the New York, New Jersey Giants, and say, look, we got a good young quarterback who's better than people expected, doesn't turn the ball over, defense playing well, let our stars make some plays when they need to, and that's what's going on. Play disciplined football, and you're going to be in games, and they have been in games, and I like this team. I like the direction they are heading in. Give me the Houston Texans to win this game, but I do think this is going to be a close one. The Panthers at home, looking at their first victory still, coming off third bye week. I expect it to be a close one. The Panthers keep this thing close, maybe squeak out a win here, but give me the Texans to win the game outright. And then if you're a Bills fan, this is a huge matchup. The Miami Dolphins 9-point favorites against the New England Patriots. The Dolphins at the beginning of the day 9.5-point favorites, so that line is going down a little bit. If you're interested in betting in this matchup, that means a lot of money, or at least Vegas has the spread leaning more towards the Patriots, and that the Patriots are going to keep this a game. Because let's look at their previous matchup. They've already played once this year, and it was a pretty close matchup, right? The Patriots were able to stymie what was a hot Miami Dolphins offense going into that game, and really what's been a hot Miami Dolphins offense most of the season, except for this past week against the Eagles. This Patriots team is kind of feeling high on themselves right now after a big win against the Buffalo Bills, getting Bill Belichick his 300th victory of his illustrious career. Congratulations there, whether you like him or hate him or think he's a cheater or don't. 300 victories, pretty impressive. So congratulations to you, Bill Belichick. The Patriots are going to keep this one close. They are going to keep this one close, and maybe the national media will really begin to understand that this Patriots team is not terrible. Like, they're inconsistent. They make some mistakes at bad times, and they still should not beat the Buffalo Bills, but they're not terrible, and maybe Mac Jones isn't the problem in New England. We'll wait and see about that one. We'll still have to wait and see. The Dolphins win this game in Miami, but the Patriots keep this one close. So give me the Miami Dolphins to win it, but give me the Patriots to cover a 9-point spread. Going to Tennessee, the Tennessee Titans coming into this matchup at 2-4. The Atlanta Falcons 4-3, first in the NFC South. And again, we knew that division would be kind of crazy this year, and we didn't know who would jump out ahead. Well, early on in the season, it's these Atlanta Falcons. So the Falcons come in 4-3. Desmond Ridder playing decent ball, right? Playing decent ball. Has 6 interceptions through 7 weeks. So we'd love to see that number go down a little bit. But at the same time, they're playing winning football. They've won 4 games, lost 3. Again, good enough for first place in the NFC. And the easiest way to make the playoffs is through your division. You win your division, not only do you make the playoffs, you get a home playoff game. It doesn't matter if you finish 7-9 like the Seattle Seahawks did back in 2012, or finish 15-1. It does not, or 15-2 now, I guess. It does not matter. If you win your division, and then you're moving on. But you look at this Titans team set 2-4. I think that there's still some fight in that team, right? You're looking at Derrick Henry, right? You're looking at DeAndre Hopkins still there. Now there are rumors that the Titans are interested in trading DeAndre Hopkins, not getting out of him what they thought they would at the beginning of the season. But this Titan team sneaky at times, and I think they're sneaky here as well. I think the Titans at home definitely cover the spread. Again, I can see the Falcons squeaking out a win here, last second field goal, something like that. But give me the Titans to win this game. The Titans cover a 3-point spread, but I will or beat a 3-point spread, I should say. But I will say this. And you call this a bold prediction if you want to. There are 4 games with 3-point spreads that we went over so far already. The Steelers Jacksonville game, Jets Giants game, Texans Panthers game, and now this game, the Falcons Titans game. Those 4 games, I would not be surprised if one, if not more, landed right on that number, right? These are good games. These are going to be close contests. I wouldn't be surprised if one or more landed right on that number in this one. Give me the Titans to win it. Give me the Titans to cover or beat that 3-point spread. Moving on, you got another divisional matchup. Talk about the Patriots and Dolphins earlier in a big divisional matchup for us in the AFC East. Another divisional matchup is the Green Bay Packers at home going against the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings Packers game going to be a fun one, I think. Again, a lot of really good 1 o'clock games. You know, if you go down this list, there are a lot of really good 1 o'clock games, including one pick'em game that we will get to later. And that's awesome if you're a Bills fan or a Buccaneers fan or someone who a fan of one of the 4 o'clock Sunday night or Monday night football games, because you get to sit back and kind of just enjoy everything that's going on. I know I'm going to, so I hope you do too. This is a battle for AFC North supremacy. Obviously, both these teams right now, supremacy means who's third and who's fourth in your division, because neither of these teams doing as good as they expected to possibly at the beginning of the season. But Kirk Cousins is still playing well. Kirk Cousins is playing well. Now, unfortunately for them, no Justin Jefferson, right? Out for the season with a hamstring issue. So that means Osborne has to step up. That means Addison has to step up. That means they need to get more other young receivers around Jeffries, which is only going to benefit them in the long run. Now, I know they might have to get rid of Kirk Cousins soon, and that could be a problem. But I think that overall, getting your young receivers more acclimated to the NFL, getting them more targets, more touches, I think that only helps you when Justin Jefferson does get healthy next season, hoping for a speedy recovery for him. As far as this game goes, I just don't know. After back-to-back weeks, trusting the Packers to get their job done. Last week in Denver, unable to get the job done, even though they had the lead late. I have a hard time picking them going into a week against the Minnesota Vikings team who's hungry to get back in that wild card hunt. And listen, the Vikings are a good enough team to get into that wild card hunt. And I think they know that. I think they go into Lambeau Field with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. I think they come away with the victory. Give me the Vikings to win this matchup. Give me the Vikings to cover that 1-point spread. Going to Dallas, Jerry World, where the Dallas Cowboys play against the Los Angeles Rams. Listen, if the Cowboys were not coming off a bye week, I think I would pick the Rams to actually win this matchup. The Rams, to me, are just, again, one of those teams that, McVay, you can never really count them out. They'll plan stuff. They'll plan for your team well. They scheme well. And they keep games interesting, and they keep games close, even if it's the last second field goal to cover the spread, which has happened this year for McVay. Even though he didn't know what the spread was, of course he didn't. He might not know what the spread is for this game as well. The Dallas Cowboys, to me, decent team. They got beat pretty bad by San Fran earlier this year, so there's still a question as to, are they a good team, or has, kind of like with the Dolphins, or has their schedule allowed them to look good up to this point in the season? Again, you look at this Cowboy team, and you beat who you have to, right? 4-2 right now. You beat the teams that are put in front of you, and they just couldn't do that with the Niners. And who was their other loss to the Cardinals? I look back at that game and think that one was a fluke. But if you're a Dallas hater, you love to see it. But they have 2 losses against 2 NFC opponents. I think they realize they can't afford to let those pile up, right? You can't afford conference losses to pile up, especially when you come to wild card potential seeding, which having the Eagles in your division might mean that that's where you end up in wild card. You're not looking at wild card right now in week 8, but you have to be realistic at the same time. But even affects your seeding if you're a division winner, even affects your seeding then. So I think as a 6.5-point favorites, I like the Cowboys to win this game, again, coming off their bye week. But give me the Rams to keep it close, make it a good contest. And I think the Rams cover that 6.5-point spread. Another divisional matchup, saying that a lot today. A few really good divisional matchups coming into week 8. And that's going to be the Eagles at Commanders. Eagles beat the Commanders earlier this season, but the Commanders did keep it close. The Commanders kept it close and had the lead. I think that's the game that went to overtime. And the Commanders scored late to tie it, and they chose to tie it instead of going for 2 to potentially win it. And then in overtime, the Eagles do secure the victory. But in this matchup in Washington, you never know what's going to happen. I am not a Washington Commanders believer. I am not a Washington Commanders believer. I do not think that this team is a good team at all. We've seen them struggle this year against teams that they should have beaten easily, like the Arizona Cardinals. I know they struggled against the Falcons at times when I feel like they should have won that one pretty easily. They lost last week to the Giants in a divisional matchup. I just do not think that this team is as good as their 3-4 record indicates. I do not think they're a 500 team, and I think that begins to show as the season goes on. Their defense is good. I'll give them that. But you can't. How long can you trust Sam Howell? Is it Sean Howell? Yeah, Sam Howell. Sorry, Sam Howell. And this Washington Commanders offense to keep it going. Give me the Eagles to win this matchup. The Eagles cover that 6.5-point spread. Then you go to the last 1 o'clock game. It's an NFC versus AFC matchup as the New Orleans Saints go into Indianapolis to face the Indianapolis Colts. The Saints currently, at the beginning of the season, the Saints, you thought they had a chance in the NFC South. You thought that maybe they, with Derek Carr there, Chris Olave, they had something going on offense. Unfortunately for them, that has not been the case yet. This offense really has not developed into the offense you thought you would see. The Colts last week, coming off a tough loss to the Cleveland Browns by, I think, 1 point, got Jonathan Taylor back. This offense beginning to click a little bit more. Saw some mistakes by Indianapolis last week that really cost them that win. But you look at the Browns defense who they played last week, and Myles Garrett really was a disruptor in that game, including a blocked field goal. And you look at the Saints defense, can they create that same type of chaos that the Browns defense was able to? I just don't see that happening. I like the Colts in this matchup and what has become a pick'em game. Let me go to the Colts thing here. Yep, and what's come a pick'em game. And at the beginning of the day today, the Colts were, I believe, 1.5-point favorites. I'm thinking it's 1.5 point. I forget. It was a 1.5 point spread at the beginning of the day. Moved to a pick'em. Give me the Colts to win this matchup. Give me the Colts to cover no spread. Like that's the team I'm picking. That's the team I'm picking. So if picking them, you're picking them against the spread as is a pick'em game. Then you go to the 4 o'clock games. The 4 o'clock games. The first one of those being the Browns at Seahawks. The Browns coming into this matchup, again, a tough win last week against the Colts. The Seahawks coming in as 3.5-point favorites at home. The Seahawks fighting for a wildcard spot. And now with the recent struggles of the San Francisco 49ers are tied in the loss column with them and want to keep on winning. Now, they had the early bye week, so they're a half game back still. But they want to keep on winning, keep putting that pressure on San Fran with Debo out. Christian McCaffrey still maybe a little banged up. You want to keep that pressure on. We'll talk about San Fran here in a little bit. They also play at 4:25 on Sunday, in which should be another really good matchup. I think that the Seattle Seahawks have a really good offense. I think they're coming off of bye week 2 from last week, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comment section if that's not true. But I think that they're fresh. I think that you look at Walker is a really good running back. I think he's underrated. Look at this Browns team. Again, to me, for the Browns, it's all about if this defense shows up. Can this defense show up against a pretty good Seattle offense, pretty good Seattle offensive line there. And I don't think that they're gonna have the same success as they had last week. Again, blocked field goal. You can't really depend on Myles Garrett jumping over players to get blocked field goal. I think the Seattle comes out. They play to Geno Smith's strengths, which is rolling out of the pocket to the left, to the right, maybe creating openings that way, really limiting the damage Myles Garrett can do on the inside. I'm giving the Seattle Seahawks for that reason to win this game. 3.5-point favorites, giving them to win this game and cover a 3.5-point spread. I know it says 3 up there, but it's recently changed. Then you go to Denver, Mile High, with the Broncos 7-point. Now it's 7.5, so have changed that as well. 7.5-point underdogs against the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, Chiefs come in here rolling. They're rolling, right? 5-1, 6-1, whatever it is. Will Travis Kelce's new girlfriend, who no one's ever heard of, be there? Things like that. You know, Travis Kelce seems to play better when she's there, according to statistic. I don't know. Yay for them. Be a good couple somewhere else. I don't care. Get off my television. Let me watch some football. You Swifties come in here. You Swiftin. I don't know what you guys do. I don't know why you call it Swifties. I don't know. I have no idea. No idea. Forget about it. I don't know. All I know is that the Chiefs are good. Patrick Mahomes, good quarterback. Yay, throw ball. Good job. Good job, Patrick. Yay, Patrick. And when you run in trouble, yay, flags. Yay, flags. Zebras. Yay. They help. Having someone in your pocket, having a friend, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. The Chiefs going to Mile High Stadium. They cover the 7.5-point spread. Sorry, the Broncos just aren't that good. They're just not good. Now the NFL might do some shenanigans where they make Denver cover the spread. Denver's not winning the game, though. It is a divisional game. How many divisional games do we have this week? I've said a lot already. Divisional matchup. I think we have 4 or 5 of them this week. Let me take a look. Patriots, Dolphins, that's 1. Vikings, Packers, that's 2. Eagles, Commanders, that's 3. Chiefs, Broncos, that's 4. So we have 4 divisional matchups this week. So yay. All right, but that's one of the 3 425 games. The next one, a good one I'm looking forward to, Bengals, 49ers. Again, no Deebo Samuel for the 49ers. So you would really like to see both these teams play when they're at their best, when they're at their top. And we don't have that here for the 49ers. 49ers coming off back-to-back losses. Brock Purdy now getting a little shaken up, getting a little razzled, right? After his first NFL loss, he loses another game. Will he make it 3 in a row against a formidable Cincinnati Bengals team? Cincinnati, slow start of the season. They kind of on the opposite end of that, right? Slow starts of the season. Now they're picking things up. Is Joe Burrow fully healthy, though? I still don't know. I see him, I watch him, and I'm like, is he still fully healthy, or are they getting wins? Are they getting by until people aren't mentioning it? As soon as they lose again, will people mention it? Well, I think we're going to find out after this week, because I do not see the Bengals winning this matchup. I see 49ers coming out. I don't think the 49ers are going to lose 3 in a row, even if it is against a really good Cincinnati Bengals team. I think it's going to be a good matchup. I like the fact that the 49ers are at home. I think that Christian McCaffrey, after having a rough game last week, maybe not getting the targets he thought he should get, that with that fumble on the first drive for the 49ers, kind of set the tone in that game early. I think the 49ers come out, win this game. I think the 49ers cover that 3.5-point spread. Then, where am I? There we go. Then we have the last 4 o'clock game, the last of the earlier games for Sunday, your Sunday slate games. After this, you just have the Sunday night and Monday night contests. Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens going against the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals early in the season were covering some spreads, pulling off some upsets, as we mentioned earlier, against the Dallas Cowboys. Going up against the Giants 28-7. You thought they would win that contest. Unfortunately, did not, but you thought they'd be good. The Ravens last week put a whooping on the Detroit Lions. At the time, 5-1 Detroit Lions. The Ravens had 28 points. That's 4 touchdowns before the Lions had their first down. That's remarkable. Incredible. Other parts of speech language that you could use there, I don't know. But it's very good. Very, very good. I think that this Cardinals team is on the decline. They're kind of playing to, where we thought they would at the beginning of the season. I think that teams are starting to figure them out, right? Starting to make them make some poor choices in life and on the football field. and they're just not going to be too competitive the rest of the season, in my opinion. Maybe one or two more games will surprise you. Come out, play tough, limit mistakes, and be in a game right there. But you look how this Baltimore Ravens team's playing. Lamar Jackson. You look how Jim Harbaugh's coaching them. I think they're a well-coached team. Jim or John? I always get those two confused. One's at Michigan in college. One's here in Baltimore. Not here. Like, he's not. I can't say hi to him. I don't know his number. Hey, how you doing? If I had his number, I'd probably know the difference. But one's in Baltimore in the NFL. But anyway, I think that they're a well-coached team. I think they have the better players overall. And I think that the Ravens will cover an 8.5 point. 8.5 is a lot for Baltimore. It really is. So I wouldn't blame you if you took the Cardinals to cover the spread. Baltimore's winning this game, however. Give me Baltimore to win. Give me Baltimore to cover that 8.5 point spread. And then the Sunday night game, waiting all day for Sunday night. You probably are not waiting all day for this matchup. Although I will say that rookie quarterback for the Bears getting the first win, his first win last week. That's Tyson Bagent. Am I saying that right? I don't know. 31-43, 245 yards, a touchdown, an interception. I think he did all right for himself. Can he keep that going against the Chargers team who just loves to shoot themselves in the foot? Got shut out last week in the second half against the Kansas City Chiefs, losing that matchup. We all know what we got. Justin Herbert, 10 touchdowns this season to only 4 interceptions. He's having a pretty good year. Unfortunately, the Chargers are not. They are not. They're both, while the Chargers sit at 2-4, Bears sit at 2-5 on the season. Listen, Sunday night, I think the Chargers win this matchup. I think they're the better team. But the Chargers don't. It just seems like the Chargers don't know what they're doing ever. Go back to the Marty Schottenheimer days. LaDainian Tomlinson, Philip Rivers, right? They had good teams, great teams in the regular season. Then they just can't do anything with them. They can't do anything. Wasn't there a year, I think it was 2004, 2007, 2009, somewhere around there. They were first in offense, first in defense, and still missed the playoffs. And like, that's just remarkable to me. And not in a good way. The Chargers do win this game. They get 3 wins on the season, but give me the Bears to keep it close. Give me the Bears to cover a 9-point spread. The last contest in Week 8, the Raiders on Monday night go up against the Detroit Lions. The Lions, again, coming off an embarrassing loss to the Baltimore Ravens. Want to get that taste out of the mouth. But unfortunately for Lions fans, they have to wait. It's a good thing we're Bills fans. We can play Thursday, get that taste out of the mouth early. Unfortunately for Lions fans, they have a long time to wait. It's a waiting game as they wait for Monday Night Football. But I think, Lions fans, I think it's going to be worth the wait. I think you're going to be okay. I think the Detroit Lions get back on the winning track here. Another AFC versus NFC team or game here. The Raiders, just to me, are I'll just say it because it's 10:30. A shit show. They're just a shit show. And it doesn't matter. There's rumors that they want to trade Devontae Adams, even though now they come out and said those weren't true, which is fine. Jimmy Garoppolo isn't in. You have Brian Hoyer. Like, there are problems in Las Vegas. I don't know what it's going to take to figure those out. I don't know if it's Josh McDaniels. I don't know what it is. But I think that they have problems in Las Vegas. For that reason, give me the Lions to win this contest, and the fact that the Lions got embarrassed last week. They're going to want to prove something this week and prove that they're not a fluke team, and prove that they could win these games, and that maybe last week was the fluke. Give me the Lions to win the game. Give me the Lions to cover that 8.5 point spread. Big spread, but give me Lions at home. All right, so going down the list again starts Thursday night with our Buffalo Bills. Join me tomorrow about half an hour before game time. So what's the game time? 8:20, so 8:15, so 7:45-ish. Join me for game time as the Bills play the Buccaneers. I have the Bills winning straight up. Here are my picks: Bills, Steelers, Jets, Texans, Dolphins, Titans, Vikings, Cowboys, Eagles, Colts, Seahawks, Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Chargers, Lions. Against the spread, we got the Buccaneers, Steelers, Jets, Panthers, Patriots, Titans, Vikings, Rams, Eagles, Colts, Seahawks, Chiefs, 49ers, Ravens, Bears, and Lions, with there being a couple upsets thrown in there, including the Steelers. And I think the Titans would be an upset. Yep, the Titans as an upset as well. And then also the Colts are not pick 'em, so they're no longer an upset. But those are my upsets. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know what your picks are for this week, and it starts tomorrow. So don't forget to join me tomorrow here on hashtag Sports Giving Live play and reaction to the game tomorrow. Buffalo Bills and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I look forward to seeing you all then. Until I do, go Bills.
Thank you, Paul, as well as the rest of the hashtag Sports crew. It's an honor being a sponsor. Investing in real estate, especially in the Phoenix metro area, may change your financial picture forever. And it's easier than you may think. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and proud of it. Yet I live in the Valley of the Sun, have for decades, and love it. I also humbly run one of the top real estate teams in Arizona. We help others score, as it were, when it comes to buying, selling, renting, and of course, investing in real estate. I've been a multi-million-dollar producer for many years, and the Mr. Rogers Homes Arizona real estate team has earned the top spot at West USA Realty for 10 years plus. Again, thank you, hashtag Sports, go Bills, and God bless America.